Hey, what is going on, you dead set legends? Do not adjust your screens. The Aussie Armwrestler has weaseled his way in to poor John Brzenk's house. We are here and we're going to talk about all things John and Toddzilla. I also have Magda Kay, the promoter of Arm Wrestling Canada, on the line. We're going to introduce them to in a moment. Just want to make sure everything is fine. And don't worry, blink twice, John, if you're being kidnapped by me. No, it's fine. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, I'm here with the greatest arm wrestler of all time. He is the man, John Brzenk. John, thank you for allowing me in your house and happy belated birthday.
Welcome. Thank you. Yeah, another year's gone by. Yeah, feeling good.
Another year, another podcast, another tournament, another pay-per-view.
I'm grateful. I'm very grateful to be still in the mix. So, yeah, happy to be here.
It's brilliant. Everyone, make sure you say a happy belated birthday, of course, to John here. His house is amazing. For those playing at home, it's about 110 degrees Fahrenheit.
I think we're going to break a few records this week. They were talking 115, 118, and July, August, we get the little bit of monsoon weather, so we get a little bit of humidity. You said there's no humidity, but this is crazy humidity for me. I'm like, yeah, it's bad.
This is beautiful. My arthritis is having orgasms. It's fantastic. We'll call you a quick shout out as well. I just want to do a really big thank you to this man right here, guys. That's Tim Talmadge from Arm Sports Entertainment, as you can see there. If it wasn't for Tim, I wouldn't be able to do this podcast with John, Todd Hutchings, and Magda Kay. I've got them in the waiting room ready to go, but I just wanted to show you all that didn't believe me that I'd make it to John's house, and I have. So it's okay.
Are you sure this is just a recorded backdrop of my place? Yeah.
We've got it all there, so it is brilliant there. So Tim Talmadge, I've told you on the car right here, and I've said it on many streams. Thank you so much, because without Tim Talmadge, so if someone could drop Arm Sports Entertainment YouTube channel in the comment section for me, please. If everyone can go subscribe to Timmy Boy. He doesn't ask for anything but gives the world. I do appreciate it. And just quickly, we've got the Metal 365 with the super chat. This is Ready Bang. Hello, Jake. Hello, John. Big fan. Happy belated birthday from the Metal 365.
Thank you, sir.
And then just quickly, one more before we bring in our other guest. Where was he? It was Mario Tambakis. He was in the chat, but everyone's saying happy birthday. So I do apologize, everyone in the chat. I will get your comments on the screen, and we'll have a chance a little bit later to ask questions to John, Todd, and Magda as well. First of all, I just want to bring in quite possibly. First thoughts, John, on his name?
Strongest man in Arizona, and he hasn't been the strongest man in Arizona for many years. I hold that title currently. Yeah, maybe at one time he had it. He's hanging on old memories.
Well, the way I see it, first of all, I don't want to get thrown out of the host at the start of the podcast, so I'll go the strongest man in Arizona, Todd Hutchings. Long time no see.
Howdy. Good to be back.
I mean, it's great to have you, and thank you to the both of you as well. And if you've been living under a rock, August 12th, pay-per-view in Canada. Todd, I'll ask you first. Not traveling 14, 15 hours on a plane. You just got to go to Canada.
Yeah, it's almost like going and getting coffee at lunchtime. So
yeah, you could probably drive there from where you live, right?
What's that?
I said you could probably drive there from where you live, right?
The last I looked it up, because of the lakes, I think it's like still 16-hour drive.
Oh, wow, okay.
Because you got to drive around the water.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but a 16-hour drive opposed to a 16-hour flight.
You can get a lot of singing in it, for the 16-hour drive.
Are you going to make a song for John? That's what everyone wants to know. Where's John's song?
Todd's half asleep still. You said you just woke up. You worked the graveyard shift or what?
No, I go to bed at 7:30, and it's 10 o'clock here. I went to bed and set the alarm and got back up.
Oh, wow.
So we do appreciate it. Will we get a John Brzenk song into the lead up?
Say again? Oh,
will we get a...
Yes.
And of course, we'll quickly bring in Magda Kay, the lovely lady from Canada. Unfortunately, we're in the YouTube era, so please, you got to put some respect on Magda's name. She's been around sport forever and a day, and has got the old promotion itch after running We the North last year. She's now put two of the biggest names in North America and, of course, in the world. Magda, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and thank you for putting this together. Jake, hi, John. Hi, Todd. Nice to see you again.
How are you? Good.
I'm good. I'm like Todd. I was just having a nap and woke up for this.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, no, it's, yeah.
What time is it where you are, Magda?
It's just 3 hours.
It's 10 p.m.
Turkey or something like crazy, or Australia, for crying out loud. East Coast. Just turned dark.
Yeah, it's beautiful here. The sun's still up. Yeah, we're doing all right. But Magda, I've got to ask, last year you had We the North, and I think straight after the event you were like, absolutely, we're gonna do this again.
I was stoked, yeah.
Why Todd?
It was a lot of fun, like having those matches, and I haven't been in the sport for a long time myself, but like over the COVID, I wasn't able to do anything. So once that was over and I pulled off the We the North, I think it was a great turnout, and I had a lot of guys inquiring when is the next one. So I decided to do the next one. So after the first one, then I went to Turkey, and Todd gave me John's number, which actually didn't turn out to be John's number. It was John's wife's number.
Right? You were texting my wife over and over.
Yeah. I'm like, Todd, how did you end up with John's wife's number? But no. Yeah, you know what? I'm so glad, and I'm so happy for you guys to agree to do this in Canada. You have no idea. So thank you. This is going to be a banger for sure. Can't wait for this. Another 3 weeks.
I'm excited to get out of the heat. I'm excited to go to Canada, and I'm very excited to pull the old training partner.
Oh, training partner.
Yeah, I pulled that video from like almost 20 years ago. I posted it and I'm like,
the last time we actually pulled, seriously, for a prize.
Yeah, like when you guys meet up, do you just like jump on the table at all and see how each other's feeling, or are you just
we haven't probably practice pulled for 10 years now? Has it been that long that you've been gone? No, I guess it hasn't been that long. I've only been here for 8 years, not 9 years. You've probably only been 5 years.
Yeah, it would have been the last time I was in Arizona. 2014, 2015, probably.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it is coming up on 8-9 years. It's close to 10 years. Yeah, no, things have changed. I've gotten a little older, a little wiser. So you seem to be getting better, stronger.
I'm fresh as a daisy.
Yeah, you don't have any aches and pains, no arthritis yet. I can't believe that. That's crazy.
Not a bit.
And I am going to take a little bit of offense, Todd, to that comment saying you're fresh as a daisy, because your last match was in Australia. So come on, Nick, you could at least tease me and go, oh, I know I had a tough time in Australia and I might be a little bit sore.
Yeah, but that was like months ago. I've recovered since then.
Right, he's got a dozen training sessions in already since then. Yeah,
he would be. Did you watch that match?
Yeah, no, it was a great match. Yeah, it was awesome. The big guy held up quite well. The
big New
Toddzilla
Zealand
grind. Yeah.
But just quickly, while we've got Magda, do you just want to explain to everyone, like, first of all, thank you for this amazing main event with John and Todd. A lot of arm wrestling fans have been screaming for this match for the last probably 2 years. Once Todd absolutely ran through Jordan Sonev, they're like, oh, well, Todd and John, absolutely. Why Todd and John? And what's like the rule set and things like that you're using for Arm Wrestling Canada?
Well, Todd and John, they haven't pulled in an actual match for a while, right? And I would say, like, I've seen John and Todd pulling everybody else a lot. I wouldn't like they're pretty competitive on the same level, but John has been pulling everybody in East versus West. Guys that are half his age but twice his size, and John is still doing it. And it's the same with Todd. And again, they haven't pulled in almost 20 years together in a tournament. So I said, why not? This would be perfect. This would be just amazing. So that's why I decided to talk to Todd and then John, and it was like a right on. I can fucking believe I did this. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Now you're allowed to be honest on this show, Magda. The whole world knows Todd Hutchings is the most easiest person to deal with when it comes to super matches. Is John difficult to deal with?
He's intimidating as hell. Oh my God. You have no idea. I'm afraid to text him every time I have to ask him a question.
Have I asked you one detail about anything about the tournament, rules or anything? No. Whatever it is, it's fine with me. So I'm easy.
Have you decided on a rule set, Magda?
I can't. I'm having a little bit of a hard time here. It's breaking up a bit.
Yeah, so either yourself or Todd, one of the phones is crackling. Oh,
It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Ah, there's better.
Nope.
That's Todd grinding his teeth. He's nervous.
Well, Todd, what are your first thoughts, Todd? Yeah, you look at your phone and Magda's offered you John.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time hearing you too. What was the last couple things?
I was saying, what's it like when Magda? What were your first thoughts when Magda messaged you and offered you the match with Todd?
Oh, yeah, I was very excited. I just told her to if she could work it out with John, I was in. So, because
John was the boss.
yes.
Will the mustache come back for this match?
No, it's only like a dream.
You bringing any head rubbing cream, or you feeling like you're not going to need it?
I will definitely have my hot pepper rubbing cream. So.
It's still a thick set of hair over here. I mean, mine's receding, but yeah. So you can get your fingers in John, so you'll be right there. Magda, how many rounds is this super match?
Say that again.
How many rounds is this super match?
6.
6 rounds super match.
Yes.
Can we throw the white towel in after 4? Good.
Possibly.
Gotta say some self-respect if it gets really bad.
Are you on a phone or a computer, Todd?
I'm on a phone.
Oh, I think maybe if you move your phone, I think we're getting crackling from your phone.
Hey, much better. Oh, we got to cue your fan.
So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. No. I'm not sure why it's crackling.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's all. We can keep rolling on. Maybe Todd's trying to ambush it so he can go back to bed.
Ooh, look, we got the little monsoon coming in our house here. A little dust on.
Oh,
Haboo.
well, there you go.
Right, there goes my umbrellas. My wife's going to try to save them.
Yeah, she's there. She's there.
Probably not tall enough to save
Do you
them.
need to go out and save them?
Let me save these
You
two
be a good
umbrellas.
husband, and I'll kick it with these guys. So Todd, you're going to Canada. Well, maybe we can get some questions now while everyone's in the chat. Mate, while John's not listening, what's your best avenue of beating John?
What's the best what for meeting John?
Avenue, your best lane.
Oh. It's very narrow. It's very narrow. I think I might be a little quicker than him off go. I certainly can't compete with his hand. And I'm hoping it's endurance. So I might be a little faster and I might have a little more endurance. So, I mean, that's the plan I'm going with.
It sounds like a good plan. Magda, who do you think will win?
Oh, I can't. No. You're not going to put me in a position like that.
Magda.
I have to say no on that one.
What you said, Todd's going to win. You can't say that. You're the promoter. Oh wow! So I just quickly asked Todd what his lane was, and he says Todd said John
directly to the pad. Is that what he said?
Yeah, he just said
crap like that.
He said John better not even turn up.
Oh man!
So whereabouts in Canada is this one?
Oh, it's going to be right in Toronto, a little bit of outside of downtown. So it's in like a concert hall, a little concert hall. So we're going to have a lot of thunders. We're going to have an after pool. Hopefully we have the whole club to ourselves. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gonna be a long day.
Todd, whenever you got to hop off, mate, and go back to bed, that's not a problem at all, my man. We appreciate a few minutes with you. I totally get it. But just quickly, Todd, we've had a few chats about this, and now, once again, it's another match under the belt, and you've got a match happening at East versus West. Is 2023 the final year of Todd?
No, I
Please
think
say no.
I'm in it for another 3 years now.
Sorry, what was that?
I think I'm in it for another 3 years.
Did we sign a piece of paper?
I'm just saying it's a theory. So.
Okay. Oh, brilliant. Okay, good. Would have got another 3 years. What about you, John? Is this? Please say no. I quite like it here in Arizona.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, we'll see how the match with Todd goes, and then of course I have Alexi Volota 6 weeks later. Definitely want to see how that goes. If I survive those 2 matches with any dignity at all, then I possibly may consider taking another shot at Criticale in November.
Ooh.
And after that,
November this year,
and then depending upon how that whole thing works out, I'll decide whether or not I want to continue, because it has been a struggle as of late to stay.
We've been
feeling good enough to actually even train to or to pull at max power. It's a chore. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I love it, but it's starting to wear on me.
Father Time's been undefeated. Just a quick super chat from Stephen O'Keefe. Thank you very much, Stephen. Did John pull anyone at the Arizona event? How would Todd compare relative performance against Irakli?
Well, Todd killed Irakli.
Smashed him. I didn't want to say that. Destroyed him.
I did not pull at the Arizona event. I went out to the lake and voted with friends on my birthday.
Yeah, selfishly.
I stayed away from arm wrestling.
That would have been a good birthday present for you. It's been like 40, 50
years. I didn't want to get near Sandro because I probably would have had to try to pull him in. I think that should be left for maybe a super match in Turkey in the future. So
he did look good.
Yeah.
So thanks, Stephen. John selfishly celebrated his birthday away from arm wrestling, and Todd kills Irakli. We were just talking about Todd, about John, wanting to still be in the game respectively. What have you found out about John with his last few matches? Because they haven't gone the way that we'd all like it to.
Oh, I haven't watched his last several matches yet, so
what?
I'm still prepared to pull the old John.
There was no weakness. I was just
That's what the comments all said, so that's probably true.
Yeah.
So what's the preparation now, John? We're a month away, just under a month away from the match. What's your preparation now until August 12th?
Who are you asking?
Sorry, Todd. Yeah, because you don't have Todd there. I keep losing. What's your preparation, Todd?
It's like 4 weeks away, I guess. I probably won't change anything for the next 3. And then the last week's all consumed in traveling and stuff. So I'll train pretty much the way I always have the next 3 weeks. So I don't really alter anything this far out.
So you'll probably get a dozen workouts in. I was planning on getting 2 more in.
I do about a dozen a week, so I'll probably get 36
a week,
workouts in.
I've actually tried to pursue that, blood flow thing that Devin's been doing, and try to work something every single day. It's not work. It doesn't work for me.
It's not for the faint of heart. It's like smoking. You got to keep at it until you're addicted.
I gave it the old college effort. I went 4 or 5 weeks and I kept sliding further and further into the abyss. I'm like, this isn't working out. So I'm going back to the old me. More rest.
So is that like two more sessions?
Probably 2 more Saturdays, and then I'll take 2 weeks. I'll take 2 weeks off and maybe do some light stuff to try to get the aches and pains to subside a little bit before the match.
Yeah. So someone that's just done it, you've done everything. I mean, I don't think like anything more you can achieve in the sport.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be nice to have the cardio and be in, keep working out and have, be in great shape, but I need to be very healed and very crisp to withstand the blast that he's going to be putting on. So I think that's probably more important. Less embarrassment to hopefully stop the match than worry about whether or not I'm in great shape to make the match last very long. So.
And then, like, will you do any study of Todd's latest?
No, Todd, unless Todd has turned into some, crazy weirdo top roller now, I pretty much know exactly where Todd's going. Although I have seen him kind of stand his arm up a little bit better lately. He's knuckles high, posting like he's going to act like he's going to top roll, but yeah, I know better.
No, Todd's only pulled one style and one style only, and yeah, I think that's why everyone loves Todd. Are we going to turn up with extra tricks in the bag, Todd? Or are you just like, you know what, I can't be bothered. It's just my way or John wins.
You probably, if you open my tackle box, there's one lure in it, and you've seen it.
But guys, please, so it is streaming on Core Sports. It's August 12th. This is the main event. It's going to be amazing. John Brzenk versus Toddzilla, and there's more mega matches. Magda, just quickly, because we'll probably have about 5 more minutes with Todd, and we'll let him jump back into bed, and then we'll keep going. Do you want to quickly go through the rest of the card? Because I mean, this main event's the pay-per-view, the money worth it. Like, it's silly if you don't buy the pay-per-view, but you've got 5 or 6 other matches ready to go.
So we have Sarah Bachman and Heidi Cordner. This came about. They both met at the airport once, and they were just going through the their travel, and they met, and they were thinking about doing the match. So I kind of arranged for that. Heidi was super stoked that Sarah agreed to come to Canada to pull her. So that's going to be another exciting match. Then it's Matt Mask and Kalinichenko. This is from the last November that came about, that Kalinichenko calling out Matt Mask. So that the Kalinichenko has been training like crazy for Matt. So that's going to be super interesting and super exciting to see too. And we have Kirsten from Malta and Alan Ford from Ottawa High Hookers.
Local boy.
So they're going to be doing a match as well. So we have 5 in total.
Yeah, and can people turn up and watch the event live?
Yeah, so it's on pay-per-view, and then if anybody is in Toronto area, I've had actually a few people calling me from the States wanting to come see it. So I'm very happy that people are coming across the border to see this live as well. Yeah.
And if anyone out there wants to sponsor a weird Australian bloke to go to Canada to commentate this match, just email Magda. We can get it sorted there. Todd, mate, can you just give us one final prediction for your match versus John, and then I'll let you go back to bed before you fall asleep on the show.
No, I'm scared.
And it's got to be, as England would ask it, in percentages.
One of you might not come.
So give us one final prediction. What's going to happen, you versus John, and then you can jump off the call and go to bed.
John continues to be the most loved arm wrestler ever, but my stock price still goes up.
That makes sense. Well, please, everyone, if you can give a shout out to Toddzilla, the strongest man. I don't want to get thrown out.
Can you please interpret that for me, because I'm not sure what that means.
He's like it doesn't matter what happens, because if you go on and continue to beat other people, it makes Toddzilla look incredible. So when Todd beat Irakli,
right,
and then Irakli went on a rampage,
right,
Todd stocks was just going up, because like Todd was the last one to beat Irakli.
Yeah, of course.
So thank you, Todd. You can go to bed now, buddy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Todd.
Have
a good night.
Good to see you, John.
Yeah, good seeing you too, bud.
We'll jump in there and stop the crackling. I'll just pop in out there. We'll get in a couple of super chats. Thank you very much, Toddzilla. Thank you for the super chat. Just a quick shout out. I saw my mother-in-law in the chat all the way from Australia. Hello. Hi, Mim. And I hope I do apologise if my wife's in the chat and I haven't seen her name. The comments are flying. Engans for Taco, thank you very much for the super chat. Says, John, do you feel like stem cells are helping in any way? Everyone wants to see you healed up and feeling good, hoping for a magic cure, like Devin claims it is.
Yeah, no, they haven't hurt me, that's for sure. Inflammation isn't as bad in my shoulder. It hasn't been like miraculous. Like I haven't been waking up feeling like Superman yet. But
is that true?
But
that's true.
The last 2 shots haven't been up until just a couple months ago. So within the last just 2 months. So in the last one that I had last year, I didn't really start seeing the benefits until like 5, 6, 7 months down the road. So I'm hoping that it's I still have 4 weeks left. Come on, baby, just keep healing. I've had this issue with my wrist and my thumb from a snowmobile accident that happened in February, and finally the thumb isn't popping anymore, but the flexibility in the wrist when it gets turned down is still a little sore. So I'm praying every morning, like, please go away, please go away.
Just give me 2 seconds, Magda. Let's just show everyone how big your hand is. We'll make the screen bigger, like compared to my hand. Put it up to my hand. Like, yeah, fingers are so thick, it is just ridiculous. We'll bring Magda back in there. So yeah, fair enough. It makes sense why you have pain there. White Wolf, you superstar. Canadian living in LA. Says, happy belated birthday, John. Magda, John's old microwave would fit right into your kitchen.
Right.
Oh, wow. Sorry, White Wolf, Todd had to go, but he will be making songs about John Brzenk. Jake, are you having a sleepover at John's? And did you bring your toothbrush? I'm not having a sleepover at John's, although we do look like besties catching up, but it is there. What was that like, John, when you first started getting on YouTube and you finally found out what the internet was about and they made your microwave famous?
Well, I think I was actually the one that mentioned it. Like, please forgive me of my ancient oven and microwave, because I don't know. For me, it's always been a problem since we moved here. We kind of halfway redid the kitchen, but the appliances were still kind of new, but they were white. I was like, we replace them? No, we don't. So while I was doing the YouTube thing, that looking at the screen, I'd always see that microwave over my screen. I can't get rid of that damn thing. It's bothering me. So
mate, it was always getting to a stage where your microwave was getting booked for super matches. That's for sure. Thank you very much, White Wolf. You dead set legend. John, while we had Todd on there, what would be your prediction of how you would feel, or how would your best avenue to take on Todd would be?
Yeah, no, I have to be feeling good. I have to be well rested. I have to be confident. I think I still have the hand and wrist and the height advantage to unload if I'm brave enough to take him out of position. The worst case scenario would be that his wrist and hand are strong enough to knock me off center off the go. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. I'm hoping I can knock him off center. And then it's a matter of whether I have the finishing power to, I know I need to be very aggressive. I know I need to try to go right to the pad right off the go. If the match stops, even if I'm in a great position, I know from experience, from practice pulling with him, that I'll be in trouble. So yeah, but I'll fight to the end. I mean, I'm going to put him in some awkward. Hopefully, I put him in some awkward positions. He doesn't school me like he did at Rockland and just kind of thrash me around in the strap. So,
that would be.
I'm going to try not to pull him so much in the strap. This will be my first match, and probably, I'm hoping anyway, with the rule set, unless Magnus says differently, that I won't have to be directly put in the strap. So that'll be exciting for me to maybe pull a match or two without going right to the straps.
Thank you. Oh, that'd be brilliant. Magda, is it straight to straps? What's the rule set?
All slips go to straps.
Slips go to straps.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have a chance to actually maybe possibly pull it, the straps.
I think if you just look at Todd round one and say, let's do it without straps, I think your relationship, well, the way you guys seem to be on camera, your relationship's fine. The respect's there.
No, I'm game for exploration. I'm game to, if no matter how it goes to test the waters in the hook and inside, outside, sideways, upside down, and backwards. So we'll see how it goes.
Not only that, guys, we're not going to have so much messing around. Like, buy the pay-per-view now. Like, quite possibly not a match in the straps that we haven't seen in about 15 years because everyone just quickly pretends that they've got slippery stuff on their hand. It is just out of control. Let's get to some chat. That would be so good, actually. Is there going to be a press conference or anything?
Yes, the night before. Yeah. So we'll have a press conference around, it will be 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Are we going to get any push and shove for Todd? You going to rub Todd's head?
He's in way better condition than I am. I wouldn't last very long if it ended up going to pushing and shoving. I'd be tapping out real quick.
Oh, that would be brilliant. Engens for Targo. Thank you again for the super chat. Says, John, notice your videos from the past year are removed. Is that because people use your content without permission, miss your Monday night?
No, I just decided to, one afternoon, decided to clean up some of my stuff with
you cleaned up everything? It was like 2 videos.
Well, on Instagram, too. I was like, this is old. Nobody cares about this. No one's going to be looking at this anymore. And it just, to me, it was like, okay, I don't want to have this be out there if I die the rest of my life.
Okay.
So I was in a privacy mood at that day, and I was like, I don't need this out there.
Yeah,
I'll redo it again maybe sometime in the future.
Because it does get it can get exploited. People can.
I didn't mind. I don't mind about that. I was just like,
But what about when they misinterpret what you're saying to make a video? So like we could the three of us
not so much misinterpret, but they sensationalize it or take it out of context.
Yes, those are the words I was looking for. So all the other YouTubers out there, I'm going to try my best to help you out. If John does a live, leave him alone. No,
I don't.
No, it is good. Okay, so thank you for that question, Engens. What do you think of those names like that?
What?
Like Engens?
I don't quite understand it, but it must be a thing, right?
Yeah, or this one here, Spermie's ass is creamy. Mm-hmm. Like, it's all there. So it's happy birthday, John. Great to see you coming back to Canada. Jake, please make a bag of popcorn in the goat's microwave. Oh, man. Absolutely love your microwave. Thank you very much, Spermies. Really, really appreciate it. But we're here to talk about the pay-per-view. Magda, getting Sarah Backman back on the table, was that hard to do? Because it's been forever and a day for her being back on. I think Gabriela Vasconcelos was her last match.
That was her last match. Yeah, I was talking to her a little bit, and she was actually up for it without question. So I was really happy to see that. And she had a surgery on her arm as well, and just the doctors. I think it was about not even a few weeks ago. I think that they let her go back in training and stuff. So she's been doing really good, and she's been training for a while now. So yeah, it wasn't hard at all. So I was really happy that she agreed to the match with Heidi.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. So John, with everything that's going on in arm wrestling, do you know the reason, or do you have a slight idea? We can have an insight why female arm wrestling hasn't been as popular either on the big stage or to participate in. And I'll get your thoughts on this as well, Magda, after John answers.
Yeah, no, I haven't really thought about it like that because, I mean, honestly, I find that the females are more exciting to watch in the fight arena, the UFC fights.
Yeah.
I much more enjoy the female fights than I do the male fights. But, I don't know why it hasn't taken hold like that in arm wrestling.
Yeah, well, perfect example at Arm Sports Entertainment last night. We had 350 entries. I think it was 160 males. I think we had 13
females.
So three entries.
Yeah, participation is definitely is missing with the females for sure. So maybe that's it. It's just not as competitive as the male.
Do you know why, Magda? Do you know why we have a low participation rate?
Yeah, you know what? In states, I think it's a lot easier to get women just because each state is its own country kind of thing. In Canada, we only have Toronto, that is very like metropolitan city, and then Vancouver. So not a lot of female arm wrestlers are within one city. When I run tournaments, there's lack of females. We get 5, 6, 7 entries the most, and some of the girls at the lower late pull up to the higher just so they can participate. So it's a little hard, yeah.
Yeah, because you have some banger matches on your card. So yeah, I just always find it interesting because the women that I come across with and get to meet, they absolutely live and breathe it like anyone else. So yeah, I just wonder why it doesn't come in tenfold. It's always been a weird question.
You know, in Canada, I think we have to market arm wrestling a little bit better than we have. It's not the arm wrestling. It's not as much out there as it should be, in my opinion. There's a lot of girls, like when we have practices at the gym, there's a lot of girls coming and trying, like wanting to try it out. But then once they get to feel the pain in their elbows or in their wrists, it's like 1, 2 practices and they're done.
Right. Yeah. And most girls are kind of camera shy, right? They don't like the camera in their face, and so they're not going to be into the social media that a lot of the guys are, right?
True. Yeah.
I tell you what, there's one way to market it, and that is August 12th. Get your pay-per-views over at Core Sports, because we need to somehow continue to convince John to have more mega matches close to his house and not fly across the world. But we also need Magda to be putting on more events. Flat Balls, $20.95. Thank you, $20.94. Thank you very much for your super chat, guys. We're going to go for about another 15 minutes at the most. It's a school night here in Arizona. John's got work tomorrow. Magda's got to work tomorrow. It's a bit late. So if you've got any good questions for either Magda or John, we'll get in there. Is that question all right to ask? Can you read that?
No, I can't read it. My glasses.
Does
John's father still follow his matches? No.
Yeah, there you go. That's all right. So yeah, get some questions in, guys. Everyone's having a bit of fun in the chat. So yeah, get questions in. We're going to go for about 15 more minutes. We've done a poll, John, so far, and we've had 264 votes, and 71% think that you're going to win.
Believe in me still? Okay, nice.
What do you mean believe in?
I'm going to bring that confidence with me. I'll print that out and hand it to Todd before the press conference. See what he thinks about that.
It's
he's back in the channel. We're
that's delayed.
Okay, I thought he was coming back.
It's brilliant. Quickly from Raul, how's the shoulder feeling?
Shoulder is still makes weird noises. In practice, it's still a little unstable, and it limits me for the side pressure. Yeah.
Is that like the most annoying injury at the moment?
Yes, it has been the last 10 years. So it's really, I mean, my hand and wrist have gotten better in the last year, have strengthened up quite a bit, but I'm still pulling way different than I used to pull. I'm pulling more stoic straight and trying to take total hand control and keep the match in the center until my opponent wears out, which was never me in the past. I was always hard to the side, quick and fast. But that weakness in the back of the shoulder, it kind of limits that. So
that makes sense.
But come tournament time, I get the adrenaline going, and I try to ignore it. But it's difficult in practice. It's tough. That's the hardest part of this continuing arm wrestle, is just the training is painful. I'm like, every time I get done with it, I think, why am I continuing to do this? So then, are you, like, when you set up the tournaments, are you a coffee man to get you going? You an energy drink? Of course, a little coffee. It helps. Can't hurt. Yeah, coffee definitely keeps you alert. You can somewhat react to the go instead of like, what?
Being asleep, especially, because now you're doing more matches internationally, and they're trying to hit the US market. So, like, well, I'm actually kind of glad. Like at some stages in East versus West, you were asking not to be the main event, so you could just like sit back and watch because like that starts at 9 p.m. Turkish time, and you might not pull till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. What is that any different to like pulling at midday or is
it ends up working out okay in Turkey because the evening match is my morning. So I'm awake. At least it's not like my 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. So I feel okay as long as I sleep through the day, which is typically what I do. I show up there, stay up all night, sleep during the day, stay up all night, sleep during the day, and then the match is at night, so it's my morning. And then I stay up all night and then get on an airplane and come back home. So I've adapted to that. But yeah, it can make a difference if you're trying to quickly adapt to that region's time zone.
Are you one to like watch a lot of the matches leading up, or are you like
hell no, it gets me pumped. I mean, especially most of the guys that are there I personally know, and I get excited about it.
Yeah,
for sure. It's a good way to get the adrenaline going.
No, let's get in there. Question for Aussie: did Todd struggle in Australia, or was he generally safely in control? Were folks surprised? For the Todd, Mate Arangi match, Todd always looks in control. Todd afterwards, I think the difficulty more with Todd, and no disrespect to Mate Arangi, I think he was struggling with the rule set. So then trying to adapt and adjust to the rule set in order to pull a close to 200 kilo man, or what's that here, 350, 360 pound man. So thanks, Stephen. I think it would be the rule set more. In saying that, Todd did mention that Mate was strong, but the best in New Zealand and Todd Hutchings, there's levels. There's levels. Right. The worst way to say it. Trying to be there. And then we've got Engens for Taco. Why isn't the AWC card outlined on the Core Sports website? The matches aren't listed, and why aren't they listed on ArmBet? Will they?
Well, that's a Devin thing, ArmBet. So I'm not sure.
Devin is gonna put it up probably a couple of weeks before.
Yeah.
Or shortly. Yeah. About that.
I mean, I appreciate it, Engens for Taco, but if you're on any of the social medias, everyone is posting about this event. So all the matches have been announced, but Magda, maybe you can make a little poster with all the matches, send it to me, and then I can share it with my crew over here. Gambling in sports, John, fan, not a fan?
No, I think it makes sports a lot more interesting, exciting. You get a lot more spectators that if they got a little stake in the game. It's definitely a plus for sports.
Do you just suddenly sit there at an East versus West and throw a tenner?
No, I've yet to gamble on the whatever that site is that they do for
the State Kings.
State Kings. I haven't done that.
See, before I got into arm wrestling and I was watching it all, I couldn't get anything wrong. Like WAL come on, I'd predict all the winners. I'd watch something on YouTube, I'd predict all the winners. But now I've allowed myself to be emotionally involved in arm wrestling. I'm like, John's helped me out, and then John's been on the show and he's looked after me. I can't not pick him, and then so I will never gamble on it because it'll go there. Right, let's see if we can quickly find some questions. There's one from Quiet. He says, would John want a rematch with Alan Kararev? What would you do different in 1998 if you can go back?
Wow, Alan, I only pulled him the one time in that super match, and the situation was I had pulled 2 days before, the Thursday, Friday, and then the super match was, I think, on a Saturday, which I ended up getting actually wore out quite a bit from a guy named Orekle, Garcini or something like that, from Georgia. So yes, for sure, I would love a fresh match with Alan Karev. I don't know if he's still even thinking about the sport of arm wrestling anymore, but I would love to maybe have someone set that up in the near future.
Are there any dream matches, like after you beat Todd, which you texted me on the way here, you had no point doing a podcast, Jake, because I'm going to crush Todd. But is there any dream matches after this?
No, I've been fortunate enough to get in the last year and a half, 2 years, all the matches that I thought I would never be able to do again. So, yeah, maybe some like old matches, like I've seen Scott Norton's. His name's been brought up.
Yeah,
recently. I would have loved to pull Scotty. Just a couple 3 years after he quit the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, the time that I pulled Scott, I was probably 18, 19. It was a year or two before Over the Top, and that was the end of it. And I would love if he thought about possibly wanting to pull. I know he's got to be like 10, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years older than me, so it's probably out of the question. But there's a few guys out there that they beat me and then they disappeared, and I never had a chance to
And now everyone's hunting you. What are those thoughts on? For some reason, all these legends now coming back. Like it's now you're like first with Dennis, now it's Alexi.
Yeah, well, Dennis had his reasons for sure to leave the sport, but Alexi, he also had his reasons. He dabbled in something that was a little bit more mainstream, and with the bobsledding and that. So we can't blame him. But now he's a little later in life and maybe not as athletic to be able to pull off the anchorman for the bobsled team. So why not arm wrestling? I mean, arm wrestling, is something that anybody can do for many, many years, and they're obviously in their 50s and 60s. So Alexi's still a young man.
Yeah, I'd much prefer Alexi to come back to arm wrestling than you go to bobsledding.
Right.
Although I'd like to see
trip and fall and hit my face on the ice.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Who'd be on your bobsled team?
You need light guys, or you just
fear,
right? Someone that has no fear.
You're speaking to a guy that wrestles kangaroos. I've got no idea what it's like in the cold. So, alrighty, let's have a quick look at some questions, guys.
I just posted the card on my YouTube channel, and I forgot to mention Tamara Metz and Michelle Dugan. That's another ladies match that I have on August 12th.
Okay, so let me just go to your YouTube channel, Magda, and we'll share that on the screen. Is it under AWC or Magda?
Magda.
Yeah, so then I'll scroll down. There you are. And you would have done that there. And get over and subscribe to Magda there. So we'll just have a quick... All the fun technology stuff. So here's Magda's YouTube, of course, and she's got a list of the matches right there. John versus Todd, Heidi versus Sarah, Matt Mask versus Kalinachenko, Alan Ford and Kirsten Prodigy, Tamara Mitz and Michelle Dugan.
Who's Matt?
Kalinachenko.
I don't know who that is.
I think he's from the Ukraine.
Yeah.
He called Matt Mask out at a East versus West press conference.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if you were there.
So he's
this guy.
He's from Europe.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this guy here. So brought them over, and then of course, your hand looks way bigger than his, so that's okay. At least
it is.
Yeah. So we've got it there. But there's all the details there, guys. There is all the details there. There's the address, the Rock Pile on Dundas Street. In Toronto, Canada. So I don't know what else we can do for you. Send everyone back to this podcast if they want to check out where it's coming from. Right, final questions, guys. Let me just go back to it. We've got a couple of super chats. Question for Aussie. Let's go down here. AWC. Thank you all so much for joining us at this time. John versus the Voter 2. Thank you very much, Retro Rister Gaming. Make a sequel to Pulling John. Aussie Armwrestler can be your sidekick on the back of your motorcycle. Has anyone, I know this is the thing, Pulling John 2, but has anyone reached out about doing some filming of yours and the Voter's journey or anything to it?
No, I'm sure the Babkin and the guys over there will probably have the cameras rolling. They've got somewhat of a professional guy that does the social media, so I'm sure they'll be very well prepared to do that. On my side, no, I haven't.
Straight no.
So yeah, I mean, it's a big undertaking to do that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, maybe I'll try to find somebody that wants to make a trip to Dubai. I need to get my wife as a camera person. Yeah, maybe my daughter.
I am sitting right here, John.
Be her first time. You want to go to
Dubai? Of course I do.
Okay.
I'm very lucky to.
You know how to work a camera?
Absolutely. I think I'll be. I think I'll be there because that's September 23rd.
Correct.
Yeah. So I'll be there. I will be there, so I can do double duty. Thank you all, everyone, for being awesome. Retro Ricer again says, Magda, I see your cross. God bless. So he's just being nice. See you wearing a cross. Yeah. So he's just saying God bless. He's just being
God bless, yeah.
being
it's
nice.
A Polish thing.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I could teach John how to catch a rattlesnake if he comes to Australia. Have we got any final questions? No, Devon's forearm. I never use dark mode. I'm not cool enough. What else have we got? The Hunster's come in with a ready bang. The Jude 24 has got all the links up there. Tenet, Ennet, type 1. John, when you were younger, did you imagine that you'd still be arm wrestling at this level at this age?
No. If I saw a 50-year-old or 60-year-old, I would wonder what the hell. What's that old? Get that old guy off the arm wrestling. He's going to get hurt. So no, I had no idea that I'd be able to still do it at the level that I'm doing when I was younger. But I'm very thankful, appreciative that I've been able to hang in there.
Yeah. Oh, you've hang in there. You've been destroying people, so don't worry about hanging in there. I reckon you'd still beat 99% of the people on the planet. A question from King Hoddle says, does John think that Devon can beat both Hermes and Morozov?
Ooh. We'll have to see if he beats Gennady first. Yeah, I've always said that Hermes was probably the biggest danger until Morozov came around for Devon. But Devon, as of late, continues to get stronger and stronger. I mean, when I pulled with him and saw what he was able to do at Travis's tournament, it's just not normal. It's gotten crazy. So I have a real hard time betting against Devon against anybody.
He's just that good.
He's gotten that good. Yeah. But so is a young Morozov. So and Hermes has got that outside hard hit, and if he can follow through with it, it's a danger for Devon. Still, with all the strength that Devon has, he's hard to match that blast. He's a little slow off the go, so to speak.
Wow, yeah, it would be like that. What do you guys think in the comments? How does Devon go? Well, this could get rather aggressive in the comments.
Yeah,
so
if it stops, I think Devon's still, in my mind, clear favorite. Yeah, even with Morozov.
Wow, okay. So you reckon Devon at this moment could quite possibly still be number 2 in the world?
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think, well, I don't know. Devon would only really won the nose. I'm just comparing about how I pulled, I felt from Devon when I pulled him versus months after he pulled Levon. And I believe he's gotten substantially better probably since he pulled Levon last. So, yeah, I think he's probably on the road to make that happen again, I'd imagine. I don't think he's giving up on that dream. So
no, he's definitely not. Wow, that is magnificent. But I'll tell you what, guys, we will wrap up the show there. Magda, please tell every single person in the chat and on the world of YouTube where to buy this pay-per-view.
Core Sports, sign up August 12th, AWC Reloaded.
That's right. Get over there, get it. You know I'll be sharing it heaps. If I'm not there in Canada, you know I'll be promoting the hell out of it. We're going to make sure that this is a successful event. I mean, you got Sarah Backman on the card. You got Matt Mask. You got some really good up-and-comers. You've got some old-time legends. But then, of course, you've got the main event that is the man sitting next to me, John Brzenk, taking on Toddzilla. So will it be John's head getting rubbed, or will John just remind everyone that he is still one of the best in the game? Guys, thank you both, and Todd as well. He was literally falling asleep on camera. So we appreciate Todd and we appreciate you guys. Thank you all so much for joining. And when the Aussie Armwrestler's back in Australia, I'll be on the airwaves again. Thanks heaps, guys. See you in 4 weeks.
Guys, thanks everyone.
All right. And then